she was living there, and let's see, Lapria was gone. No, Lapria was there part of the time that I was going with her. That is her sister, and Sister Ruth too. The three girls, they were at home, and I ate over there dinner with them quite often. I loved her dad. Boy, George Baugh was a wonderful guy. He was and a hard-working and had a rough life, but he always had a smile, and always sat on his foot. When he sat in a chair, he hiked his foot up on the chair and then sat on it. I can't do it with my bum knees, or I'd show you. But he liked me, and I guess he thought I was good for Helen too, because she had run around with a motorcycle crowd with a few things before I came into the picture, and I guess he wasn't too happy with it. And
Was there really a motorcycle crowd then?
Well, yeah, but then not the rough and tumble variety they got now.
But they still had a little bit of an attitude? Or
Well, yeah. Well, it's dangerous, if nothing else. Maybe they're, I don't know what their attitudes were, but it was dangerous. In fact, she bunged up her leg at one time. And it was pretty serious, but it all straightened out. It came out, everything out all right. So, but anyhow, the poor guy, he had to eat what those gals fixed him, and it was canned food most of the time. Stuff open a can, and sometimes they'd burn the meat. No, none of the three girls knew anything about cooking, and it's a job neither one of them liked very well. But I'll say this, that after we got married, she learned to be a cook. I don't know how she did it, but over a period of time, she became a very, very good cook and a good baker and everything else. And also, the Italian kids, Bill and Helen I mentioned earlier. Geez, why can't I think of their name? I've known it all my life, but it won't come to me now. Their family invited the whole band over to their house for a spaghetti dinner. And boy, what a feast that was. And besides the usual spaghetti and everything else, they had, well, I can't think of the Italian name for all the dishes because I'm not too fond of Italian food. But anyhow, they had everything there. And I remember the father, I've almost got this, something like Spicchini or something like that. But anyhow, he was a little roly-poly guy. He had a big stomach on him, and I found out why, because we had this big table that they had set up for most of us, we could sit around it. But then they had another table where he and some of the family sat. So anyhow, he came over with a plate of his about as big as this. No, it wasn't that big. But it was a large plate. And he filled this thing full of spaghetti. Takes off. And before long, he's back. I don't know where he put it all. It was tremendous. Because there was a lot of other things too, but boy, did he put the spaghetti away. But it was a great time. We enjoyed that visit over there. And the reason I got into that is that we were talking about Helen's cooking. And she became, through me and my association, she became a good friend of the mother. Gosh, why can't I think of their name? Bill and else, it won't come. And so anyhow, one day she says, we were ready to leave town. Were we married then yet? No, I don't think we got married till after we quit playing Springfield. But anyhow, she said, I'm going to give you some herbs. She kept all these Italian herbs out in the yard, in the garden. He gave us sacks full of this stuff. Most of it dried. And we had that home, and for years we ate on that. And she gave her the recipe, and she made the sauce just like they did. And it was gorgeous, great. In fact, your mother still uses the same sauce. only we don't have the original herbs that we had.
Right.
So that was one of the nice upshots, and one of the reasons she too probably got interested in cooking, because she had, for Italian food, she had all the stuff there.
So talk about when you decided to get married then. Talk about how you decided to get married.
Well, we decided that when I was still down there, I guess, because then when we left there, and perhaps the last time, and with marriage in mind, she moved to Davenport. She came up and got a job in Davenport and had a room in a real nice little house. It wasn't a big house. They had some extra rooms, so they rented her a room. And she lived there and worked at one of the department stores downtown, which is what she was doing previously in Springfield. She had worked in department stores, sales clerk, you know. And so that was in preparation for getting married, and so it wasn't long after that that we did get married, and that was on June 11th, 1934. That's before you were born.
A little bit.
And I need a respite.
Okay, that's good. I was gonna say the same thing, actually.